Things that I've been nostalgic about. Gee, the thing I would have to say I'm most nostalgic about is playing Diablo, which is probably the shortest cycle from something I'm interested in to something I'm not interested in to something I'm nostalgic about and playing again. Cause first I'm all like, greatest game ever. Hey, do you remember when Diablo used to just consume our lives? Haha, die, die, die! And first off, I've got to say that some of you made some awesome things out of duct tape. I was incredibly impressed, and if we ever have a Super Carlin Brothers gathering, there is going to have to be a duct tape table. And as I promised, today is a user-suggested video topic, so today I'm talking about my Knick Knacks. Early on in the video process, I've got to say that my Knick Knacks were a slight source of anxiety for myself. I was just so concerned about how everybody would react to every single element of the video making process. How I would be on camera, what I was supposed to be wearing in these videos, whether or not I'd be funny, if editing would become more simple as time passed, if I would be able to continuously come up with entertaining topics, if I would be able to fit into the internet type role that Jonathan seems to grasp so naturally, and whether or not you guys would like my Knick Knacks. And early on in the process, I did get a refute here and there about the inclusion of my clock and how it expresses time passing, and that my Knick Knacks were not the appropriate shade of geek that so describes the internet dweller. If you go back and watch the earliest videos, you will see that I had nothing back there other than a blank gray wall, because for some reason that's my other favorite color. Then I slowly started adding one object per video, thinking that people would slowly start to realize that there was a mass of clutter forming behind me. No one noticed! And it made me feel like I was the only person in a group of friends trying to use YOLO. You try and it never catches on, so you eventually just give up. And I was always like, should I add the Grip Master? YOLO! But to this point, they've still been there, so I'm gonna breeze through what some of them are. This is a wooden frog. He ribbits. The origami crane Kayla made for me when we were watching Prison Break. This is a paracord bracelet, and I made and sold these to raise money for my trip to Australia. The clock is probably about the only good takeaway from the Green Lantern movie. I saw it about 3 minutes into the movie and bought it about 3 minutes later. This is a piece of bungee cord from when I went bungee jumping in New Zealand. Grip Master is the thing you get for rock climbing to improve your grip, but in high school, me and Jonathan and our two best friends always had this game where we tried to figure out who could break each other's hand with a handshake just about every time we saw one another, so I got this thing to bulk up. And the shelf itself is actually a snowboard, but I don't think that that's exactly obvious because I have such a tight shot on my set, which is because when I was painting I ran out of paint, and if I zoom back you can see where the wall is white right next to my tiny little set here. So there you go, that's the story behind my shelf and my Knick Knacks and my set. For my question of the day, what is your set like? Leave it in the towel section down below. And Jay, that's all I've got for you today, man. I'll see you tomorrow.